haven't even made it to training camp yet. We have not even made it to the December 12th Women's USA Basketball training camp yet, and they are already disrespecting Caitlin Clark.
Look like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her infamous 22 number to a new one.
The entire basketball world is going crazy about a recent decision made by Team USA. They're compelling Caitlin Clark, the biggest figure in women's basketball right now, to give up her legendary number 22. The outcry was severe. And now there are speculations that Caitlin might refuse to play altogether if these changes persist. Team USA is officially in panic mode. Before we go into this absolute nightmare, tell me in the comments, should Caitlin Clark be allowed to keep her number, or is Team USA correct to enforce their rules? Because what's happening behind the scenes is considerably worse than anyone expected. Alright, so Team USA Basketball just dropped a bombshell that sent shock waves across the entire sports world. And you're not going to believe the reason why. They're forcing Caitlin Clark, the unquestioned face of women's basketball right now, to abandon her famous number 22. And let's be crystal clear about something. This isn't just a simple number change. Fans, commentators, and everyone in between are seriously doubting the real motivations behind this startling choice because it is perceived as an obvious, deliberate act of disrespect. We're talking about the celebrity who, by herself, introduced women's basketball to millions of new fans. Now, she's being advised that her most identifiable emblem, the number on her back, must be abandoned. Given her quick ascent to prominence and the unmatched influence she is having on the sport, many are characterizing this action as a calculated snub and a smack in the face. In women's basketball, Caitlin Clark is the most well-known player at the moment. Her name has taken the world by storm, and coping with this Team USA situation just keeps getting harder. Because here's the problem. Caitlin was previously snubbed from the Olympic roster earlier this year.
Clark, who is not one of the top 12 to 15 WNBA players, did not make the Olympic team. But Christian Laettner wasn't one of the top 100 players in the NBA, and he made an Olympic team. Olympic basketball team, men's and women's, has always been subjective and very political at the end of the roster. Isaiah Thomas didn't make it. Why? Michael Jordan didn't like him. The WNBA Finals had 700,000 viewers. The draft that included Caitlin Clark had 3 times as many. Life, whether it's a relationship, business, sports, life gives you so few big waves. When they do, grab your surfboard. Women's basketball feels like it's suffering from spite or historically low self-esteem, where they want to prove that they know more than you do. It's an opportunity.
In addition to still treating her disrespectfully, they are now pressuring her to alter the number that has come to represent her entire professional life. This bombshell was officially revealed just ahead of Team USA's important training camp in North Carolina, slated from December 12th through the 14th. With celebrities like Paige Buers, Guju Watkins, and others, this camp was meant to be a celebration and a display of the world's greatest talent. Instead, it suddenly became the stage for an unusual and frankly odd controversy.
This is the these are the Team USA. And these are the player numbers. So obviously, Kelsey Plum, number 5. Jackie Young, 13. You have Griner, 15. Chelsea Gray, 8. Kalia Copper, 7. And then everybody that was not on the roster is above number 15.
Reports started appearing early in the morning, revealing the surprising mandate that would effectively rob Clark of the number that has become completely synonymous with her record-shattering college career and her dominant performances in the WNBA. This choice is even more puzzling given its date. It coincides with the global explosion of her reputation, which further heightens the indignation of her devoted and quickly expanding fan base. Don't make any mistakes at all. Caitlin Clark's number 22 isn't just some random jersey number. It is, without a single shred of doubt, the single most identifiable number in all of women's sports right now. Forget about it. There is no argument. This is an indisputable fact that cannot be refuted. From her mind-blowing records-shattering performances at the University of Iowa to her explosive WNBA career, the number 22 has become a completely inseparable part of her identity. It's a beacon, a symbol that fans quickly recognize from the nosebleed seats in arenas and on television screens throughout the world. It's more than just a number on a jersey to a lot of her followers. It's a legacy in the making. Her entire brand, the compelling narrative of her journey, and her extraordinary story are all intrinsically and strongly related to that number. It embodies the audacious long-range three-pointers, the almost psychic court vision, and the sheer unyielding drive to win that has captivated a large audience stretching far beyond the usual basketball fan base. She has practically become synonymous with the number 22 in the exact same manner that Michael Jordan is permanently tied with 23 or Wayne Gretzky with 99. To demand a change at this stage in her career feels like an intentional attempt to weaken that incredibly profound connection she's built. Everyone is left wondering what could be the purpose behind this confusing and perplexing move. And here's what makes this even more frustrating for her fans. It appears that USA Basketball has previously underestimated Caitlin Clark's extraordinary impact on the sport. Remember earlier this year when she was dramatically, almost shockingly snubbed from the Olympic roster? That glaring omission puzzled onlookers, especially given her apparent global appeal and the large television viewership numbers she consistently commands. The growing trend of either ignoring or deliberately discrediting her reputation as a rising star feeds fervent conjecture that there is a more complex, deeper objective at work. Perhaps a resistance within the organization to fully embracing the revolutionary game-changer that she so clearly represents. Because when you look at the facts, none of this makes sense unless you consider that Team USA might be threatened by just how large Caitlin has become. So, what number will she be wearing? According to official reports, Caitlin Clark will wear number 17 during the next USA training camp. Now, while it's merely an arbitrary number on its own, its real significance lies in the fact that it is absolutely not number 22. This forced change raises a number of issues, particularly in light of the enormous brand recognition she brings to the table. You must wonder if the corporation is making a conscious effort to demonstrate who is in charge. Or is it simply a tone-deaf out-of-touch decision that absolutely fails to appreciate the cultural significance of her established brand? The message being conveyed to Clark and her admirers is unsettlingly obvious, regardless of how you cut it. We're in charge, and your popularity doesn't matter to us. What makes this entire issue even more baffling and frankly completely infuriating for so many of her supporters is the surprising revelation that no one, and I mean absolutely no one, on the USA Basketball training camp roster will be wearing number 22. Let that settle in for a second. It's not as though a seasoned player or a well-known celebrity with an unassailable claim to the number has already claimed it. All that is being done is leaving the number available, empty, and unused. The incident is entirely changed by this one element. It turns from being a potential roster issue or a simple logistical headache into what feels like an overt, undeniable act of perceived marginalization against the most impactful and popular player of her generation. If nobody else is wearing the number, why compel Caitlin to change? There is no logic. The rationale utterly collapses. And that's exactly why people are so outraged. This specific slight against Clark also serves as a stark, dramatic reminder of the broader disrespect that women in sports, particularly in the WNBA, so often have to face. It has a direct connection to the ongoing battles for fair compensation, safer and better travel circumstances, and greater acknowledgement for their extraordinary athletic abilities. Think about it. When the most visible and popular star in the entire sport is treated this way, it has a negative ripple effect throughout the entire league. It echoes the long-standing grievances and highlights the deep-rooted systemic issues that still hamper women's basketball, even despite its recent and incredible spike in popularity. These pervasive issues are further highlighted by the continuing contentious talks surrounding the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement and the very real prospect of a lockout. The players are becoming increasingly vocal about feeling profoundly undervalued by team owners, citing a stark contrast between their immense contributions to the league's success and the financial remuneration they actually receive. So, this number fluctuation isn't just a single instance. It's another data point in a much bigger story of perceived disdain for the genuine worth of female athletes. The players are tired of the ongoing exhausting negotiation fights and are ready to stand firm for what they feel they deserve. Demands for contracts in the 1.1 to 2 million area, while still incredibly low compared to their male counterparts, are considered as absolutely fair considering the value they bring. The sentiment is absolutely apparent. The owners are being disrespectful. And when this disrespectful environment already exists, something like making a worldwide celebrity change her iconic number only serves to fuel the already raging fire of resentment. Because if they'll disrespect Caitlin Clark like this, what does it say about how they view every other player in the league? It's true that there are other WNBA players who wear number 22 besides Caitlin Clark. Aja Wilson, a phenomenal talent and renowned veteran, also wears it, as do other outstanding players like Cameron Brink. This feature has historically prompted discussions regarding how such well-known players might share the number, particularly in situations involving all-star games. Here's the main distinction, though. It was never about depriving one of the biggest names in the game of her signature number without any clear precedence. Instead, the conversation was always about who would politely yield. The previous year, this possible number conflict between Clark and Wilson for an all-star selection was conveniently circumvented when Clark didn't play due to an injury. This means the hypothetical situation of them sharing or deciding on the number fully materialized, leaving the question hanging in the air. Now, it seems that USA Basketball has already resolved the issue in a way that many consider to be wholly biased, pushing Clark into a new number without seeming to require such a severe and contentious move. Beyond Wilson, other notable players like Cameron Brink are also known for wearing number 22, which adds to its historic legacy in women's basketball. Each of these guys bears their own legacy with the number. However, none of them have reached the immediate universal recognition and cultural penetration that Caitlin Clark has brought to number 22 in such an incredibly short space of time, making the choice to compel her to change particularly jarring to behold. Then the official squad list for the USA Basketball training camp finally dropped, presenting the concrete, undeniable evidence of the number swap. And there it was, plain as day for the world to see. Caitlin Clark listed with number 17. The confirmation only cemented the initial reports, leaving absolutely no room for dispute regarding the forced alteration. This formal release validated the anxieties of many fans who had hoped the earlier pieces might have been hypothetical or premature. It's noteworthy to see that athletes like Angel Ree are listed with their familiar numbers, suggesting that not all players had to deal with such a significant shift. This contrast further underscores the unique and downright bizarre situation Clark finds herself in, making the decision feel even more targeted. This isn't some universal mandate being applied across the board. It's a specific redirection for the one player who is now commanding the most attention. In amazing film Uncovered from 2017, showing a much younger Caitlin Clark playing high school basketball, it's revealed she was wearing number 11. But while she has worn several numbers in her journey, number 22 is undeniably the one she made memorable at the collegiate and professional levels. That's it. Team USA compelled Caitlin Clark to change her iconic number 22. They may now be dealing with the fallout from disrespecting their biggest celebrity. What are your thoughts? Should Caitlin refuse to play, or should she just cope with it? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Smash the like button and subscribe for more basketball drama.